Hello everybody, it's Lady Kaylah here and welcome to the Geekdom. Today I'm going to do a Season 5 Episode 1 review for Game of Thrones. And before I get started, especially since it's a new season, if you haven't been here before, I do book to show comparisons. So if you don't like that or if you're not comfortable with that, then perhaps this isn't the place for you to watch reviews. Yeah, I think that's the most important thing to say for any newcomers. With that being said, I'm going to just get started. First, I'm going to show off my dress, though, because it is a Westeros map dress, and it's super cute. I love it, and I thought it was perfect for this review. Anyways, this review I'm going to do a little bit different. If you have been around, you might notice that I'm doing things a little bit different this time. I am not going to pick and pull and expand on anything this review because I felt like it was very mild and it was very like, here's the setup, here's what's going on, and I didn't feel like I need to over-explain everything because things are just self-explanatory in this episode. And so what I'm going to do is mostly kind of just skim over each character and then talk about what I feel might happen in the future or how I feel where this season is going and how just my feelings and just basically an overview. And it's not really going to be an in-depth review. However, I do plan in the future episodes to get more in-depth and pick and pull and go more into my usual routine. However, I'm just going to do things a little bit different for this one. And that being said, I'm just going to go over a couple characters. We have Cersei, and they decided to start Cersei off with a flashback to her past, and this did happen in the book. She did have this prophecy, and it kind of just explains her paranoias and her fears that we've seen from previous episodes, and it explains why she's kind of cautious of Marjorie, and the show doesn't really put too much weight on prophecy as much as the books do, so it was kind of interesting to see them put this in, but I think they kind of just wanted to explain Cersei a little bit more, and at this point in the books, I think Cersei gets her own point of view, so she becomes a more prominent character, and we see through her eyes a little bit more, so I think the show is trying to bring her to the forefront a little bit more because of the book series. And then afterwards, we get a little bit of Tyrion, or did we start? Yeah, we didn't start with Tyrion, sorry. I'm going to go out of order. And when I say next, I don't mean next in the show, I just mean next character. Next, I'm going to get into Tyrion. And Tyrion, he is being set up to meet Daenerys. That's what Varys wants. And just like with everything else in this episode, everything's being oversimplified and sped up. So he's getting pushed to meet Daenerys. We found out that Varys is completely pro-Targaryen. He has been the whole time. If you didn't get that when he met up with, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Aurelio, the first, I think, season where he and Aurelio meet and Arya sees them. That's just what Varys has been doing this whole time. And next is Daenerys. She is still having trouble with her little setup that she has and politics, and really it's kind of like that in the books too, where it's just all these politics and you're just like, Daenerys, we just want you to just conquer Westeros like you've been planning to, but whatever. She's lost control over her dragons. Just nothing is going right for her when everything else just seemed perfect. She was conquering, she had her dragons, now things are just kind of going to hell. So after that, we have Jon Snow, and I think I didn't really like Jon Snow for a lot of the show. He was like one of my favorites in the books, but I didn't like the way the show was portraying him. But now at this point, I'm definitely enjoying Jon Snow. We call him Snonjo because we're weird, so that's what I almost said. My friends and I, that's what I mean. So anyways, we switch it around just because. But anyway, I like him more because he is just showing and proving to be a better politician, and he would be a great king. And right now, Stannis is up there messing everything up, or just not messing everything up. The Wall could use that kind of force, especially since they're kind of at like a little war. But at the same time, it's just like, Stannis, you don't know the rules of the wildlings. You're not understanding. You're taking your culture and imposing it on a completely different culture, whereas Jon Snow is completely capable of understanding the wildling culture and understanding the Seven Kingdoms culture. And Stannis kind of just wants to enforce, while Jon Snow kind of wants to integrate. He wants to appease both sides and have them come to some sort of peace, which would be very possible if Stannis wouldn't just keep imposing his will. And I'm so glad Jon Snow put Mance out of his misery. That was beautiful. But that's all I'm saying about the characters that I've put down. I'm going to talk about the show as a whole now because I wanted to bring it up when I was talking about these characters, but I held myself back so I can talk about it now. It's speeding up and oversimplifying everything. All these characters, I think they're doing Cersei pretty on point. But with Tyrion, Daenerys, and Jon Snow, in one episode, they sped up things that the books spent chapters building on. Like, there's so much off from the books, and I understand that, and I'm not going to complain about changes or deviations from the books, but there's just so much intrigue and stuff going on that was completely just skipped over and sped up through this episode that I just don't know where the show is going. And so those rumors that we heard, or the information that was released that said that the show was going to deviate completely from the books, is very apparent in this episode. They're still close because I was able to compare book to show still, and I can see that they're still pretty close, but at the same time they just sped things up so much that I'm just like, okay, they're going to catch up to where the new book point is, and I don't know if they're just going to completely go off with their own thing, or they're still going to just be inspired by the books and kind of make their own variations of that book inspiration. And my fear is that George R. R. Martin already told them how things were going to end and how, things were going. So my fear is I'm going to get spoiled by the show about things that are going to happen in the future books that are going to be released. I don't want that. I really don't. I choose the books over the show 110%. And so I don't want to find out things that I'm going to find out later in the books. I don't want to be spoiled by the show, if that makes any sense. So that's my only fear. I'm probably going to keep watching it. To be honest, my interest in it has kind of diminished just a little bit, but I'm still going to stay true to it for a little bit longer. So hopefully you guys look forward to my reviews. If you do, give this video a thumbs up. It definitely lets me know that you guys are watching and that you guys are interested, and it definitely inspires me to keep on going. In the description below are links to my Facebook, my Twitter, Tumblr, all that good stuff. I usually wear some of my Song of Ice and Fire dresses for the reviews. If you want to see these dresses that maybe haven't been put up in a video yet, you can do that on my Facebook page. I put tons of pictures on there, and I just have tons of geek-inspired stuff there. So, thank you for watching, and thank you for your time. I'll see you for the next episode review, and it'll be a little bit of a different setup, but, yeah, just in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Bye.